Ask any BMW owner about taking delivery of their new car. They'll tell you it's a memorable experience. But what if you had the opportunity to take delivery of your new BMW at the factory in Europe? We're going to take you there next. Hey, welcome to 0 to 60 TV. I want to thank our guest for joining us, Heath Hayes, who is the proud owner of this awesome white M3 BMW behind us, John Draz of Leith BMW, and a good friend, Steve Hewlin from 0 to 60 TV. And we're here talking about European delivery. It's an experience that BMW offers that maybe not everyone knows about, but Heath, you took this European delivery to the next level. So tell us and John how this came about. Kind of walk us through the process of how this started in last year.
Well, I decided that I was going to make a purchase for the M3 and looked into the options that I had, and one of the ones that came up was European delivery, and I looked into it, found a dealership that was willing to work with me about scheduling, building, and ordering the car that I desired and giving me the opportunity to do European delivery, and that led me to John here at Leith.
Oh, that's great. This is actually about a holiday that you had planned. You were 3 weeks in Europe. What came first, the idea to get the motor car, or?
I think it was both. I think that I wanted to do a European, I wanted to go to Europe for a long time. This was a good excuse to be able to go to Europe and take advantage of having my own transportation, the ability to go where I wanted to and do whatever I felt like doing without being tied to an airplane schedule or a train schedule or some other form of public transportation. I could set off and do whatever I wanted to do. Ordering the car, BMW builds in a bit of a discount from purchasing a car on a dealership lot versus doing this order system for European delivery. And it's enough of a discount that it actually covered a significant portion of the expenses to go over there.
Did it?
Right. They full insurance was provided by BMW. They gave us 3 weeks of total insurance on the car. If I totaled the car, they said, we'll just build you a new one. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good. I'll have to hit the Autobahn as fast as possible.
So you arrive in Munich, you're in a holiday mode, and they put you into a hotel. What happens next?
Well, you get out and you go see the town. You go and explore the area that you're in, and you try to take as much in as you can because you're going to be there for a handful of days, maybe 1 or 2. It depends on where you want to go with the trip, how long you want to stay in certain areas. And so my wife and I decided that we were going to fly in about 3 or 4 days, I want to say, before we actually took delivery of the car. And that gave us a chance to not only use public transportation to get around, which was pretty simple. A lot of European countries are very good about having trains and things of that run in and out of the city. The Autobahn is obviously the network of interstates that run through Germany, and you get a chance to take your car out on it, and yes, you can max it. And that is pretty thrilling.
Which was?
The max?
Yeah.
I think we quit at about 160. I saw 160 on the heads-up display and said, okay, that might be enough, and my wife agreed.
Nice. Hey, John, I want to ask you, so, Heath comes in last year with, this idea of purchasing an M3, but to take the European delivery experience. So what do you do as, Leith BMW to help Heath or, any customer that comes in asking for this?
So a lot of it is gauging where the customer is or the potential client is in the experience, and Heath was very knowledgeable of the whole European delivery process and what he wanted in a vehicle. So our biggest challenge was to work within that structure to get the European delivery allocation so we could actually build a car and then facilitate that car delivery through the next couple months as we got him into the summer to have it built and then have his schedule tied it together so he could go get it in Europe.
Now, Heath, you told us about your experience at the Spartanburg test track. That was, as you mentioned, optional. So not everyone that takes the course of this European delivery chooses to go to Spartanburg, but you added that extra level of intense BMW experience by doing that, right?
Yeah, I would encourage anybody who's going to go ahead and do this, because if you've done the European delivery and you have the ability, especially we're here in North Carolina, it's not that far to be able to go to Spartanburg. And if you have the ability, I say go for it. BMW puts you up at no additional cost in a hotel room. They give you instructors. They take you out on the test track. They show you the safety features that are built into your car and have you push the car to the limit, and show you that this car is built to keep you safe. And if you turn everything off, then chaos can ensue. That made my wife really comfortable with the car. She walked away thinking, wow, these cars are so safe because of all these features that are built into them. So I got something out of it and she got something out of it. But if you don't take the Spartanburg delivery, you can always take delivery back at the dealership.
John, pick it up from there. What's the process when Heath brought his car back?
So the car's been all over the world, but it hasn't been in North Carolina yet, so we have to state inspect it. So that's the first thing we do to make sure it's legal to drive here. And then we also take advantage of the client coming back to the dealership to do what we call an encore delivery. And this is where our BMW geniuses will sit down with the client again. Heath had been in the car for a couple weeks, but usually a typical driver will be back after a week or two of driving the car, come back into the dealership and answer any lingering questions that they may have about the car. Obviously, these are high-line, the top cars you can buy. There's a lot of technology in it, and depending upon where that customer had previously driven a car or owned a car, there may be a lot more technology in it than they're used to. So we want to go over that with them and make sure that for the investment they put into the car, they're getting the most out of the car. And Mark, I think that comes back with a common theme we hear from our customers after they've been on either one of those tours is once they've gone through the process of really diving deeper into the car and seeing from the manufacturing plant to the test track what's available to them, customers come back and they say across the board, I'll never buy another car manufacturer again, because they see why the value of the BMW is built into the car.
Well, Heath, I want to thank you for coming in, sharing your experience with your M3 and the whole European delivery, the Spartanburg tour. And John, thank you for being a part of this and helping Heath here at Leith BMW. Steve as well. And thank you for watching 0 to 60 TV.
To learn more about European delivery, visit LeithBMW.com.